Hello, world. Welcome to episode 175 of the Jimmy Canz Show. It's a classic supercard retrospective. We're going to take a look at Clash of the Champions 20. All right. This was obviously a WCW event. It was held in Atlanta, Georgia, at the renowned Center Stage on September 2nd, 1992. A very historic venue for wrestling on TBS, as the show was broadcast on TBS. Very small venue, however, only around 1,000 person capacity. Um, that was a 5 match card with 2 title matches on it. The action was called by Jim Ross, Jesse the Body Ventura. This show mainly centered around the legacy of professional wrestling on the TBS network. And throughout the show, we had uh, many appearances from Hall of Famers, either in person um, or video packages uh, and what have you. So, I'll list them all at the end of this, but just be well aware there are a lot. So we will kick things off with a title match. Uh, Out of the gate, we had the WCW World Television title on the line as Ricky the Dragon Steamboat challenges the champion, Stunning Steve Austin, who obviously is still part of the Dangerous Alliance. Paul E. out there. However, Paul was suspended in a cage for this match. This was dubbed a no disqualification matchup. Um, and Austin is finally sporting the new WCW TV title. He's no longer carrying the old NWA one or the old WCW 6-man titles. He's actually got the new WCW television title. I think, and a quick side note, that this was a very um, unheralded design for the television title. I like this design so much better than what they went to after this. But this is an adult review, so we'll get on with it here. Obviously, with these two individuals, it was going to be good. Um, Goes close to 11 minutes. Steamboat ends up capturing the title after a big top rope cross body on Austin. This is basically, being a no DQ contest, he was allowed to utilize this maneuver. I think that was the whole reason that they kind of put that stipulation onto that one, is because it would be hard to have a Steamboat match. You'd be really, I mean, as good as Ricky was, in the arm drags and the crispness of everything like that, his aerial maneuvers were a huge part of him. So with that whole no top rope rule that was around at the time, would have really hampered this match. So they made it a no DQ match. So your winner and new television champion, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Next up was a tag match. Kind of an unusual tag match, to be honest with you. You had the duo of Greg the Hammer Valentine and Dick Slater, with Larry Zabisco in their corner, taking on Beautiful Bobby Eaton and the Enforcer Double A Arn Anderson, with Michael P.S. Hayes in their corner. Kind of weird, but was what it was. It was the shortest match uh, of the evening. It was under 6 minutes long. Anderson and Eaton pick up the win here. Not a big surprise. They're the established tag team, whereas Valentine and Slater just kind of thrown together. Our second title match of the evening is up next, as world champion, the All American Ron Simmons defends against Cactus Jack. This was a very solid contest with these two men. Um, you had a lot of the typical Cactus uh, spots, uh, him bumping horrendously on the floor and, just throwing caution for his own welfare and body to the wind. Simmons does end up retaining in this one. I don't think that's a big surprise here. Um, as good as Foley is, WCW was never going to put the title on him. So yeah, the fact that Simmons retained is not a big surprise here. Our second just regular old tag match of the evening up next. It is a rather uh, unusual one. Former tag champions Barry Windham and the Natural Dustin Rhodes taking on the Barbarian and Hacksaw Butch Reed. Um, Very good match and a very surprising outcome, if I'm being completely honest, as Reed and Barbarian end up getting the win in this one after Barbarian took Wyndham's head off with a straight kick to the face, very Brogue kick-esque uh, to compare it to anything that a modern audience might be familiar with. But just a strange one here, as this duo of Reed and Barbarian is not really an established tag team. And I can't really understand why they did this. I think, you've got, Barbarian is going to end up challenging Simmons for the title at the next pay-per-view, Halloween Havoc. So maybe it was done to help show the strength of the Barbarian here, but just still didn't make a lot of sense to me. I think you could have done that. I showed the strength of the Barbarian and still had your more credible team go over, but whatever. And then takes us to our main event of the evening, which was an 8-man elimination tag. Teams consisting of Sting, the Russian Nightmare Nikita Koloff, and the Steiner brothers, facing Ravishing Rick Rude with Medusa, Jake the Snake Roberts, and Super Invader and Big Van Vader with Harley Race. This is a elimination tag, kind of Survivor Series-esque style matchup. The first man out was Koloff. Sting evened things up next by eliminating Super Invader. Scott Steiner ends up getting eliminated due to going off the top rope and being disqualified. Rick was then counted out, leaving just Sting against Vader, Roberts, and Rude. Sting put up the good fight, typical babyface thing. Vader ends up getting disqualified for going off the top rope, just like Steiner, but the damage was done. Sting then jumps in, hits a DDT on Sting to secure the win for himself and Rude, and further the story between Sting and Roberts leading into Halloween Havoc. So, in terms of Hall of Famers, like I said, between active competitors, on-screen appearances, video packages, there were over 40 WWE Hall of Famer appearances on this show. I'm not even going to try and state them all by their various classes. I'm not even going to sit here and read them all off. Feel free to pause and view them all to your heart's content. Like I said, there's a lot here. So very Hall of Fame laden show, but with it being the whole premise of the anniversary type of show that they were doing is not a big surprise. In terms of a rating for this one, it's a tough one to kind of rate. There were elements of it that were really good, as well as elements that kind of were lacking. We had one title change with Steamboat over Austin. Overall, the matches were pretty solid, but the two traditional tag matches were pretty meaningless. Like I said, other than them maybe just trying to get over Barbarian, world title match was predictable. Why Cactus seems so focused on Simmons seemed very manufactured. It wasn't really an organic feud. I don't understand, what they were going for here. Like I said, some feuds are organic, some are just really manufactured. This was a manufactured feud that the audience really wasn't feeling. The elimination main event did what it was supposed to do. Help further along that Sting Jake story without just using a segment or a singles match to do so. So, did what it was supposed to do there. Like I said, this is kind of it's not a bad show, but it really wasn't a good show either. Kind of fell in the middle. So, on my 10 belt scale, um, like I said, it was in the middle. I'll give it a five. You know, uh, already stated the ring work was great in almost all the matches, but wasn't really a lot of story in a lot of it. So, for that if I had to go just based off of the ring work, it was probably about an eight. But unfortunately, I rate things not just on ring work. It's professional wrestling is more than that. So there you have it. Our next classic retrospective will be the 1992 uh, Halloween Havoc. Spin the wheel, make the deal. So give us a like, share, subscribe wherever you are. Hope you're doing well. Take care of one another, and I will see everyone when I see you.